Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Darshan Sunger, who is ARLA Regional Rep for Essex. Thanks for joining me today, Darshan. The question I want to ask you is, ROPA, is it coming?
Massive big question, and I think that's a question that everybody wants an answer to. From what we can gather from the last conference that Lord Best, he did announce that it's not if, it's when, and it will come in.
So, I mean, in terms of, you know, this is the level 4 qualification. It does look an awful lot of work.
It is a lot of work, Chris. No doubt about it. And the whole idea is that this is the next level from level 3. And there's a lot of stuff in it. It's not just about the industry, but also about how you run your business as well.
Have you gained anything by looking at that?
Well, it's definitely given me a different insight into the industry, you know, from where it's come and where it's going, and where it's been as well, in terms of, if we look at legislation as it's been going through the years as well. Do
you honestly think that probably it'll just come out one day, one announcement that basically letting agents have to get level 4 qualification? It'll just come out one day, just totally at random? No,
I don't think that's quite, I mean, I don't think they're going to just, I mean, the government has got to follow a certain...
No, but it'll be announced. We're waiting for the announcement to say, right, let's rock and roll.
Well, no, look, that particular, I think we've gone past that, if you think about it, because ROPA have had a working group of people, and I'm very proud to say that Propertymark had there were 20% stakeholders in that working group, but they've done all that. That's gone through the wash, and they've put their recommendations, the 53-page recommendations about how they're going to shape the industry has been taken into account. It's now a matter of going through Parliament, and that particular stages will happen, and they'll announce that.
So probably, are we waiting for a Queen's speech to come out to basically say...
It's got to get the royal assent, and it's got to go through Parliament, and it's got to do... And I don't see it being challenged by any other political groups, because it's a cross-party sort of...
so it's a case of...
an agreement.
Okay, so basically we're waiting for it to be announced in one Queen's speech, which basically is when the government say this is what the legislation we're going to do this year. We're waiting for that. When is normally the Queen's speech?
It's when the budget is set, normally,
okay.
When the Chancellor of the Exchequer will set the budget. But before that, it's got to still go through its process in Parliament. It's got to go through the House of Commons, the House of Lords. It's got to get the royal assent. So all of that has still got to happen. But there is no stopping. That's the thing that...
It's going to happen, even if it's 2 years, 3 years away, because even if they announced it tomorrow, it's going to be 2 or 3 years away. You still need to get some, you know... The elephant in the room is everyone who runs their own letting agency is going to have to go through that.
If you're a company director, that you're involved with a company that you've got hands-on. So if you're dealing with, I've got to make it quite clear, if you're dealing with the day-to-day running of dealing with landlords and tenants, and you are involved in any of that reserved activity, as a director, yes, you have to, but there's nothing stopping you from buying a letting agency. I know that we've got a member already. They don't have to do it. It's just the people that are involved in giving information and advice.
So hold on a second. So if I was to buy if I was to buy a lettings agency but didn't have any day-to-day running, I wouldn't have to take this.
No, that's my understanding. Unless someone wants to correct me, but that's my understanding. Is if you're not, I could buy a dental surgery, but I haven't got to be a dentist. As long as I don't start doing.
But as soon as you start dealing with landlords on a day-to-day basis,
that's my understanding.
That's coming in.
That is my understanding, Chris. As soon as you pick up the phone to a tenant or a landlord and you start advising them, that's when you're getting...
I mean, how you know, for all other staff, they're going to have to be level 3. I mean, how many folders is that?
Well, level 3 is a little bit more streamlined, if you want to call it, because it's a multiple choice sort of questions that you need to answer. And it's everybody in the office that deals with face-to-face.
I mean, you're involved with Propertymark. Are you and again, you know, other providers of education are available. You don't have to get the level 3 or level 4 through Propertymark, although I know you would want them to. How long would it take someone to learn how to do level 3?
Level 3 is it's a shorter time. It's about, I think it's about 18 months.
Okay, so I mean, here we are. I mean, we did it in another video, but just in case people might not have watched it, How long did that take you to do?
That one took me personally 18 months, but the set time is 3 years, and the clock starts ticking as well. So you've got to do the whole modules, all 6 modules have got to be completed within 3 years. If they don't, the clock resets, and then you've got to re-register again.
Okay, and how many hours a week were you doing on this?
Like I said in the last video, roughly about 2 hours. I had to put time aside.
2 hours a week?
2 hours a day.
Wow.
That's why I managed to fast track it by doing it in 18 months. But 2 hours a day for me was what I set aside, and I set myself a challenge to do this within 18 months, which is what I've done.
Do you think in hindsight you could have done it any quicker?
I think there are people out there that are much more cleverer than me, the younger generation, if you want to call it. They would probably do it a lot quicker than that. But still, it's not about finishing the race. It's about learning, Chris. There's a reason why that level 4 has been set, because it's a technical award, and it's not a qualification like you just said from Propertymark or other providers. It's an off-call qualification. It stays with you. Once you've done it, it's your qualification. You own it for the rest of your life.
So, boys and girls, ROPA is coming. We don't know when, but it's not a case of if, it's when. So if you are in lettings, you need to be tackling this. What about the estate agents? Will they have to go for level 4?
Yeah, I believe that is the case as well with the estate agents, but I can only confirm in the property.
Okay.
The property
Well, we've got Liana coming over to sit on this wonderful sofa in a few weeks' time, so we'll be asking her on that.
I'm absolutely sure she'll be delighted to share that with you.
Indeed. Thank you for your time. And as I said, come on, guys. You can either start tackling this straight away, because it's not going away, or you can panic, sell your lettings agency for a fire sale price, because there'll be others that panic. Take your time, be more proficient, be more knowledgeable.
And Chris, what I really wanted to get across is that we've got a wealth of talent. We've got a lot of company directors like myself out there. They've got a wealth of talent over 21, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. We don't really want to lose that talent. We want to keep that and retain those people in the industry.
And you enjoyed doing this, just slowly but surely over 18 months.
Did I enjoy doing this? In a weird way, yes, because there was stuff that I thought, oh, I didn't know that. But yes.
There you go. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Chris.